I am going to talk about and conclude few key takeaways and few inputs which I would like to share with the buddy entrepreneur. And definitely from the investor perspective, because with the grace of Almighty, we are managing almost 7,000 investors today in this part of the world. I just want to share with you that the bar for the investors has been set very, very high. The reason behind that is that in this particular financial year, although we have not done a conclusion of the financial year, today the Sensex has touched 70,000, it's all-time high. And Nifty, which is again 20,000 plus. So if I have to look at the YTD performance of all the markets, and which is not in the private market, which is a public domain market, the large cap has delivered 20%, mid cap has delivered 47%, and a small cap has delivered 60% in the last 10 months. So the point is that when we talk about from the investor perspective, and he looks at high risk, high reward kind of a proposition, then definitely from the investor perspective, there is a high bar, because investing in a startup ecosystem is a high risk, high reward kind of a game. That is number one. And from the startup perspective, again, my research team has done a great job since from the morning on a Bloomberg or on the Reuters, and created a wonderful presentation, but because of paucity of time, I'm not going and running through that presentation. But one thing which I would like to share with you is that across the globe, whether we talk about US, we talk about Europe, we talk about UK, we talk about Japan, and we talk about India. Across the globe, the world is grappling with inflation, and in fact, inflation is almost 100 years high, and people don't know how to handle that kind of an animal. And world over, most of the central bank are handling that big animal through something called inflation, with something called inflation targeting. And through inflation targeting, everybody has raised the rate in a big time. For example, maybe 1.5 years back, US, the interest rate was 0.10%, and today the rate is 5.25%. In Australia, the rate around 1.5 years back is 0.1%. In today, the rate is 4.10%. And in Eurozone, the interest rate was negative 0.5%. Today, the rate is 4%. So what I want to share with you is that the cost of fund across the world, because of this idea, the cost of fund has gone up substantially. So when we have to value any businesses, and we are doing it continuously, most of my analysts are very competent CFA analysts, and we do a lot of analysis of various business. The discounting factor is going to play a big role in terms of giving a valuation. So my one very honest advice to a lot of startup ecosystem, that they should not remain in that lure of that there's a easy money which is there and they will get it. So the point is that they should be very, very reasonable in terms of into their expectations, and they should, if they don't have the runway, they should accept even the lesser offer also, because the liquidities in the ecosystem is tightening, and it is tightening quite steeply. And we in India are very lucky that the rate hike in India cycle is the lowest. If we have to compare with the world, we have only raised the rate from 4% to 6.5%. So my advice here is that, and secondly, definitely Sahil Makkad has done a great initiative in terms of creating this kind of an ecosystem, and I know many professionals, many chartered accountants, but nobody has took this kind of an initiative, but there is a long way to go. We have done a very large setup in Bangalore, and we have done one acquisition there, So the point what I would like to share with you is that we have to catch up. And we should not be in the sense of complacency that, that we are doing a great job. So let me share with you, and we have to do an introspection that we have a long way to go in terms of the ecosystem and where we stand today. We have to do a lot of homework in terms of the deal flow which is coming in, because we are watching a lot of private deal flows. I think most of the founders are not doing their homework right. So the point is that, I'm not saying that definitely we have started very late. Definitely the ecosystem of Karnataka and perhaps Bangalore is quite mature. The ecosystem in NCR is quite mature. But here, yet we have to, we have to progress positively, constructively, and we have to make sure that yes, more and more good companies from this ecosystem should come in and play. Definitely, as a social impact, I also invested in Punjab Angels Network. My only interest is that we have to sensitize people, the youngsters, buddy entrepreneur. I've seen many new faces today, and I'm very happy that that entrepreneurship, which is actually nurturing or which is happening, because I still remember when I was vice president with Citibank in 2004, and when I left Citibank and started my own company here in Chandigarh, at that time it was, nobody would like to plunge into that kind of an area, but I personally feel that the risk appetite of the new buddy entrepreneurs, it is on the rise, and definitely we have to give a lot of employability rather than a job seeker. And Punjab Angels Network, plus we also took some initiative to start Cat 1 funding. Maybe we are planning. Still, what I want to share with you is the challenges in the deal flow. So we have to improve our deal flow in this part of the world if we have to be sustainable investing into all those businesses. And apart from that, I would also like, in fact, we visited on Saturday, Mr. Rajan is here, Rajan Arora, who's here with us, he's a CEO. And I was astonished to see that they are running a business in Namashare and a turnover of almost 300 crore, and supply to all the big guys, whether it's Walmart or Amazon. So point is that, and it's a wonderful infrastructure. So we have also to look at, apart from the startup ecosystem, we have to see a lot of SMEs. They are doing a great job, as it has already shared that it has to be a combination of old and new, next gen and old people. Whatever is our dominant skill, we have to, shake hands and take this region to the next level. I think with that, I would like to thank all of you that for sparing valuable time on a busy schedule, especially on Monday after the long weekend. And I would like to request all of you that you should join us for cocktail and snacks. Thank you very much.